bestbookbits.com brings you the book summary of The Art of Explanation, making your ideas, products and services easy to understand by Lee LeFever. Explanations. Answer to the question why. Many facts and ideas we see every day cannot be defined by the laws of the universe. We cannot, for example, explain Twitter's popularity in terms of gravity or inertia. We need the explanations to tell us why Twitter is so popular or why it makes sense to save for retirement. Explanation is the art of packaging facts and presenting them in a way that answers why, as in, why does it make sense to do this, or why should I care? Explanations make people care. Explanations have a different goal, to present an idea in a way that makes people care. Explanations grab their attention and let them see an idea from a personal perspective so they can make informed decisions about learning more. Twitter's a great example. The facts concerning Twitter are fairly simple. You post updates about what's going on in your life and you read updates from others. The problem is that the facts did a poor job of presenting the value of engaging in these kinds of online interactions. Most people who heard about Twitter for the first time had essentially the same reaction. Why would I want to do that? Here's the explanation of Twitter in plain English. Thanks to Twitter, it's possible to share short, bite-sized updates about your life and follow the updates of people that matter to you via the web. Yay! Here's how it works. Meet Carla. She's addicted to a mobile phone, reads blogs every day, and has contacts all over the world. She heard about Twitter and was skeptical. She's already overloaded with information. After some of her friends couldn't stop talking about it, she gave it a try. She signed up for free and saw that Twitter's pages looked a little like blogs with very short posts. Each page is a personal and has updates from friends. She got started by looking up her friends on twitter.com. After finding a few, she clicked follow to start seeing their updates on her Twitter page. Within hours, she began to see a different side of people she chose to follow. She didn't know that Stephen in Seattle was a baseball fan or that Julia in London was reading a new investment book. The little messages that Twitter painted a picture of her friends, family and co-workers that she'd never seen before. It was the real world. Soon she became a fan of Twitter and posted updates every day. Her friends followed her updates and learned that she recently discovered a passion for Van Halen. They could see Carla's life between blog posts and emails. For Carla, Twitter worked because it was simple. The updates were always short, under 140 characters each, plus she could post updates and follow her friends using the Twitter website, software on her browser, a mobile phone, instant messages. She wasn't tied to one device. By asking members to answer the question, "What are you doing?" Carla found that Twitter brought her closer to people that mattered to her, 140 characters at a time. Find out what your friends are doing at twitter.com. Words can hurt. A single word can make your explanations fail because it lowers confidence. One word has the power to move someone from interest to disinterest. Think about it this way. You are at a new restaurant, and as you open the menu, you start looking for dishes you already like or you would like to try. You narrow the choices to 3 dishes and ponder the elements of each. 1. Sea bass with wild rice and greens. 2. Ribeye steak with garlic mashed potatoes and grilled asparagus. 3. Crab cakes with mushrooms and a French remoulade. Although they all sound delicious, the third option feels like a risk. You have never seen the word remoulade before, so you're not sure if you would like it. In reality, remoulade is a lot like tartar sauce, but sounds much more appealing and sophisticated on a menu. However, for the uninformed, it represents a reason to disregard the entire dish. Explanations fail when we're unable to translate the language of our work to the language of a possibility, uninformed audience. The curse of knowledge changes our perceptions and makes it difficult to make accurate assumptions about what others may know. Context matters. Too often, we forget the power of building context when we explain ideas. The intimate communication style that helps us earn the respect of our peers and the experts in the field is not necessarily a good option outside the bubble of our professions. We must recognize that others experience our explanations differently from outside the bubble. Taking the time to build context means talking first about the forest and then about the trees. Done well, context makes it possible to invite experts and beginners alike to see ideas from a new, helpful perspective. Storytelling makes a difference. Take a look at 2 explanations. A blog is a personal journey published by the World Wide Web consisting of discrete entries, posts, typically displayed in reverse chronological order, so the most recent post appears first. Blogs are usually the work of a single individual, occasionally of a small group, and are themed on a single subject. And meet Alison. She recently created a website where she posted her experience in raising a puppy. Her website is an online journal or blog, and every few days she posts a new entry that appears at the top of her page. This stream of entries lets her connect with her dog lovers from around the world. Notice the difference. This is essentially the same information in a similar number of words, but the second example is a story. We don't know how much about Alison, however, we're innately attracted to the information in this form. Alison is human, and although we know nothing about her, we can see ourselves in her. The importance of a person. The simple inclusion of human or personification can make a huge difference and invite people to see your ideas from a new, more natural perspective. As Al Tompkins wrote, viewers remember what they feel. We don't necessarily need to be polished in our storytelling. Our focus here is to add a human experience to the presentation of facts. Here's the basic format of a story. Meet Bob. He's like you. Bob has a problem that makes him feel bad. Now Bob found a solution and he feels good. Don't want to feel like Bob? The power of an analogy. The writers of the movie Alien 1979 understood that it was inspired by Jaws and used the idea to pitch it. Rather than trying to introduce a completely new idea, they built on existing knowledge and explained the movie as Jaws in space. The key is focusing on ideas people already comprehend and building on them. If we can give the audience confidence that understanding is easy through connection, we can offer them an invitation to take more steps. It's about saying, you know X, right? Well, Y is like, and here's why. Dan Romm's 6x6 rule. Dan Romm is a true luminary in the world of visual thinking, which is probably why the book Back of the Napkin is an international bestseller. According to Romm, you can classify any problem in 6 problem clusters. 1. Who and what problems? Challenges that relate to things, people, and roles. 2. How much problems? Challenges that relate to measuring and counting. 3. When problems? Challenges related to scheduling and timing. 4. Where problems? Challenges related to direction and how things fit together. 5. How problems? Challenges that relate to how things influence one another. And 6. Why problems? Challenges that relate to seeing the big picture. Below you'll see an example of a startup company that developed a gadget that helps people track and share fitness goals. Each individual uses the product differently, and these portraits help highlight the differences in story form. Charts help visually explain why the company is adopting new strategies and goals. By representing time visually, we reduce the words that can cause misunderstanding. A map is compared with text, making it easier to understand and how a complex system fits together. Like any company, this one is constantly trying to understand and explain why things are the way they are. A multivariate plot helps the company understand how they compare with its competitors. It's nearly impossible to imagine a world without visuals. When it comes to explaining our ideas, however, we fall back on what we already know and have at our fingertips. Spreadsheets and bullet points are easy to create and have worked in the past. Things have changed. There are new ways to think about our ideas as visuals make our explanations more impactful. The key is to get started today. Practice, develop, play. Only by diving in and trying it will we discover the power of visuals in our explanations. And that's a wrap on this quick book summary, The Art of Explanations. We at Best Book Bits have done over 1,000 book summaries in video and in audio format. Follow us on YouTube, listen to us on Podbean, and the website bestbookbits.com. Have yourself an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye now.